G502 Lightspeed is too fast, I can't even hold on to it. Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video on the Jaff Man. I'm Jaff. Let me start the video off today by saying June is the end of May, as Theresa May has decided to resign from her prime ministership. With the news out of the way, let's get into today's video, and it's all about this guy, the G502. Now, I've been using the Corsair M65 pre-elite version, I don't even know the name, but I've had it for the past 4 years and it's been running really well. It has an aluminium frame and a single texture body shell. The M65 has a pronounced hump right to the far back of the mouse, which is what I prefer. Don't know how you like your humps. But with that said, I've been in the market to get a new mouse, and when this thing came out, the G502 Lightspeed, I couldn't help myself but make that compulsive purchase for £130 or $150 in the US. Is it worth that much money? I'm not sure, I don't know. And I thought I'd make this video about my thoughts and my take on it, especially as I'm in a privileged position to share with you a real user experience, because I don't get to go through 12 mice a year or 20 mice a year even, because I'm not a veteran mouse tester and I'm not obsessed with them. I've been using one for 4 years. So that kind of shows you what this really means. And for most consumers, you're not going to be in a position where you're going to be going through 12 mice a year. You're either going to be very rich or privileged like these YouTubers, kind of like what I'm trying to be, and you'd get loads of free gear to test out throughout the year. Now, with all that again said, how did this mouse fare? Was it everything I was expecting it to be? That is what I'm going to be showing you in this video. So, a quick unboxing for you guys. As you can see here, my trusty little Higo Nakami knife in a traditional mouse box. Little pad on the other side. Mouse feels alright, meh. Let's take some plastic off. Now with the plastic removed, we can get into unboxing the rest of the mouse. Little pouch for your weights and your USB dongle, very nice. They want you to have that on an extension lead within 20 centimeters of your mouse. A bit annoying, bit of an eyesore. At least the cable is nice and braided, very soft and malleable. I might be using this as a USB-C cable with an adapter, I don't know. Removing the power play cover, you can see it's empty and a little storage compartment for your receiver. Now we have the little box with your 4 2-gram weights and 2 4-gram weights. Now at this point I must say the mouse does feel nice. The implementation of the hyper scroll wheel is a very welcome feat, and it has been on these mice for the last 2-3 generations. But I just wanted to show you here, I have my receivers plugged into my monitor. You might have a data sync port on your keyboard and be able to have it without that extension cable. Now measuring up hands, I'm 19 centimeters by 10.5, which means I'm on the medium to large end of hands. The Corsair mouse that I've been using is obviously geared towards larger hands, and I found it more of a lazy, comfortable palm grip. The G502 is still somewhat of a palm grip for medium hands, just ever so slightly narrower by a centimeter or so. But it does have this bloody shiny plastic, and I'm not a big fan of this, especially on something that's meant to be £130. Now this is a bit of a surprise, the G Pro Wireless. I just happened to see it on eBay for £85. The guy accepted my offer, and I couldn't help myself, because from seeing all the reviews from Hardware Canucks and Rocket Jump Ninja, who everybody would probably agree is quite an expert on mice because all his videos are pretty much about mice. Moving on swiftly, you can see I'm using the G502 here playing the Division 2, and I must say it is very accurate. I was able to adapt to this mouse very quickly. It wasn't the biggest change for me moving from the Corsair M65. But I must say I'm not a big fan of the textures and the flippity clickety buttons, and I'll get into that in a second. The G Pro Wireless on the other hand pushed me to adopt a claw grip, and I must say I'm actually enjoying this new way of gripping a mouse. You can see the G Pro Wireless weighs 82 grams as it is, 79 grams without the little plastic battery cover. G502 is 115 grams. Move the battery cover and it's going to be about 112. So take off this little plate at the bottom, and then we can see you can shed a few more grams down to 108. Add some mouse feet there, and you're probably going to be the best you can be naturally with that mouse without doing any botch modifications. M65 is 117. Now this is not too far off from the G502. And having all the mice side by side, you can see what I meant earlier about the humps. The curvature of the G502 is a bit more pronounced and has varying angles at the mouse buttons. The G Pro Wireless is ambidextrous and symmetrical throughout, and the Corsair is pretty symmetrical. But this is what I meant. See these two buttons that you have to shift the DPI? They're a bit flimsy, especially this bloody mouse wheel. Listen to it. There's a lot of free play in some of these buttons, and it doesn't really inspire the most confidence, and then the different feeling textures, smooth plastic, shiny plastic, soft rubber, hard rubber at the bottom, different feeling buttons, different pressures. I'm just not a fan after having this mouse for a week or so. It doesn't feel premium, especially compared to the G Pro Wireless. Now this mouse is actually really great. I don't know about the price point. I don't know if it's worth all that money, but money and price point, they're all subjective things because it all comes down to what one person is really willing to pay. And in this case, I was almost ready to part with £130. It has a Hero 18K sensor, which optical performance is great. Decent mice for the last 10 years probably have had great optical performance. Most people wouldn't really need anything beyond 200 and 5000 DPI, but they go all the way up to 18,000 DPI anyways. Why? I don't know. You might have a 78-inch screen or 150-inch screen and need that fast movement. Very rare. But if you did, maybe I could see the need for anything above 5K. But other than that, I don't really see what the point is. Left click, right click, sniper button, DPI shift buttons, scroll wheel up and down, left right, hyper scroll. But I think mice, keyboard, desks, chairs are some of the most important accessories you're going to have in any setup, whether it's for gaming, productivity, work, whatever it may be, because those are your contact points. And contact point, aesthetic, ergonomic are crucial to how one feels in that space, because if those things feel great, chances are you're going to feel at home no matter where you are. So in the end, the winner, quite randomly really, turned out to be the G Pro Wireless. Now this might not be a decision for you, you might still love the G502, but with this clickety clackety noise and its high price point, picking this guy up for only £85 and it's substantially lighter, light mice aren't for everyone. But I do feel you could use lower DPI and have greater hand movements, especially when you're going on and off the mouse mat as you're going left and right. Light mice do go a long way. There is a new craze with light mouse. You've got the Final Mouse O, you've got the Ninja Mouse or Air 58. Corsair's even coming out with some of these honeycomb designs, and there now seems to be a lightweight mouse master race, which is all great if you're into that. Me, since I've cut the cord, I can't go back. My desk setup is ever so cleaner. I've even considered now getting a new keyboard, and 65% size, have the mouse and keyboard closer together, is perfect for gaming. Productivity wise, I'd still recommend something like this, maybe a bit more robust. I think Logitech do another Lightspeed Tech productivity mouse, which is not quite a G gaming mouse, but still very great. For me, I'll be sticking with this bad boy for the foreseeable future. It started off with the M65, got tempted by the G502 Lightspeed, ended up settling with the G Pro Wireless. One, because of the price point, two, because it feels like a much better quality item. It has uniform textures throughout the whole body of the mouse. It's sleeker, it's sexier. It's just a better mouse as far as I'm concerned. So with all that said, hit that subscribe button for me if you did enjoy any of this video. If you've got anything to say, talk to me in the comments, give me a like or a dislike, whatever floats your boat really, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.